I'm a buy once, cry once kind of guy. I live and die by the philosophy that if you invest good money in good gear, that gear won't fail you if or when your life depends on it. Let's go ahead and talk about my everyday carry. It's pretty minimalistic. I carry a backpack that always stays in the vehicle, or I carry it on my person depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing. And that has a little bit more of my extensive or long-term kind of bug out stuff, or whatever you want to call it. But as far as on-body EDC stuff, here's what we're working with. Out here in the Midwest, the temperatures are starting to drop, so I have resorted to the Rothco Covert Ops soft shell jacket. You guys have seen a review on this, and it's a great, kind of lightweight jacket for medium temperatures. I think we're tipping right around 40 degrees right now, and as long as I keep the wind off my body, I'm doing good. So I actually wear this jacket year-round. I might add a sweatshirt underneath, but the Rothco Covert Ops soft shell jacket does a great job of keeping you warm and keeping you dry. The water wicks right off there, and it blocks the wind really well, so I wear that. Moving down to my waistband, we'll start with the belt. So I have a Viking Tactics Cobra belt, and I swapped out my 511 Riggers belt, I don't know, probably 6 months ago, and it's working really well. I like the Cobra feature, even though the only thing that really aids you the ability to do is take your pants on and off a little bit faster with that Cobra buckle. You still have to undo the actual belt and weave it through your loops. The Cobra buckle doesn't fit through my everyday jeans that you buy from a store, Kohl's or Walmart or Target, whatever. There are some tactical jeans and tactical pants out there in the market that the belt loops are wide enough to support threading the Cobra buckle through. So I don't have that bonus, but the belt is great. It's a true Riggers belt. It has your clip to rappel or drag stuff or whatever you have to do. It's a multi-purpose, think outside the box with this belt. Extremely well built, worth the money. I think it was right around $60 or $65, and I'm really loving the Viking Tactics belt that I rock. Looking centerline waistband appendix behind my belt, I carry a La Picour, which is a Bastinelli and Doug Marcaida collaboration made by Fox Knives. It rides appendix, has a nice compact sheath, it's very non-intrusive, it's easy to grab, it has a ring retention, and it basically is as surgical as it looks. I mean, it looks like a scalpel you'd see in a hospital or half of a set of medical shears. Very low profile, very minimalistic, and very concealable. And as you all know, if you follow Doug Marcaida, knives are meant to be felt, not seen, so I like the low profileness of the La Picour. Moving over to the left-hand front pocket of my blue jeans, we have the Fox Knives Doug Marcaida dart knife. This is basically a straight-bladed rendition or a tonto-bladed rendition of the karambit and mini karambit that Fox is known for. You have the Emerson Wave on the back. You still have the karambit retention feature with that ring on top. And as I said back when we reviewed the Fox karambit quite a while ago, this is smaller than a fixed blade and faster than a switch blade. I don't put a lot of stock in full auto knives and even spring assisted knives. I mean, they're cool, but most of my spring assisted or full auto knives have more of a utilitarian purpose, where this is strictly a defensive tool that I carry on me. So I typically ride that in my left hand pocket. And the reason for that is if I need to protect my firearm, which is on my right hand side, I can get to that Fox knife in my left hand pocket and apply any appropriate level of defense needed while protecting or working myself towards that firearm should I have to. So the dart knife from Doug Marcaida and Fox Knives is always in my left hand front pocket. Right behind that, I have the, what is this, the Streamlight, gotta read it here, Streamlight ProTech 2 AAA. So it takes 2 AAA batteries. It's basically like a pen-sized flashlight. Pretty high output, and it has 3 different modes: a bright, strobe, and a dim setting, which are momentary or constant on, actuated by a tail cap on the back. It's got a pretty strong pocket clip on the back, and it's a nice aluminum bodied flashlight, so this thing can take a beating, has taken a beating. And for the money, I want to say I paid like 40 bucks for this thing. For the money, I like the compact size, the durability. Streamlight's a high quality company, so that's always in my left hand pocket too, because you can never have enough light. I typically resort to a handheld flashlight prior to using a weapon light on a handgun. We'll get more into that on a later video. Looking at the right front pocket, I carry my cell phone in an OtterBox Defender case, and I like the old man clip. However, I don't clip this onto my belt like any type of holster. I just lock the phone in there, and what I typically use this for is because the back of the OtterBox Defender case is rubbery, if I drop this big phone into my pocket, it's kind of hard to get out of there. So I typically just leave the phone screen out, and that way I can use the pocket clip on here to let the phone just fall into my pocket, and it's a nice, easy, efficient grab at a moment's notice, so I can get back to your guys' questions, upload videos, Instagram pictures, all that other cool stuff that we do. And that's my cell phone. I have a tendency of dropping them, getting them really dirty, banged up in the water, stuff like that. So the OtterBox Defender case does a really good job of protecting the investment that is my cell phone, because in many cases, this is our lifeline this day and age of technology. Right behind my phone in my right front pocket as my utility knife, I'm typically found carrying the Kershaw 1870 Knockout. It's a spring-assisted knife, nice paddle on the back that's easy to function either with your pointer finger or your middle or ring finger, depending on how you draw the knife from your pocket. You also have ambidextrous thumb studs, a really solid lockup. It's got a frame lock on there, no risk of that blade closing on your hand. Pocket clip is reversible for right or left carry, and one of the reasons I like this is just the body of it. I mean, look at the profile of that knife there. It's extremely thin, so it doesn't add a lot of bulk to my pockets. If you guys are noticing a theme there, I like things that are just not clunky. And the 1870 Knockout does a great job of being low profile in that direction. Also, the placement of the pocket clip vertically on the knife allows for the knife to seat itself very low in my pocket, so you don't get a lot of the body of the knife or any of that stuff sticking out of the pocket and, you know, drawing attention to yourself, or even just running the risk of having the weight of the blade, you know, fall out of your pocket depending on what you're doing. So I like it that it's low slung, low profile, great knife. The thing has taken far more punishment than I would ever expect of most knives on the market for that price range. I think you can get them around 50 bucks now on Amazon. We'll look around for that. But Kershaw 1870 Knockout, outstanding knife. Behind that on my right hip, I carry a SIG P320. Good old striker fired gun. I do have an Apex trigger in here. No, I have not sent this gun in for the SIG recall or any of that stuff. We might talk more about that in a later video, but I carry a SIG P320 compact, 15 rounds with Barnes TAC XPD hollow points inside the magazine. Outstanding performing bullets, great, reliable, durable, high quality handgun. And this thing has had the absolute daylight shot out of it. And I carry that, as you would imagine, inside a Pitbull tactical holster set up for inside the waistband carry. You guys know that we're huge fans of the Pitbull tactical holsters. This is the Bloodline holster in Blue Dog, so awesome color, great versatility. And I wear the holster pretty low down, obviously not so much that it impedes my ability to get an efficient grip on the gun prior to drawing from the holster, but this holster, the way I have it set up right now for my body type and the way that I dress, does a great job of keeping that compact 320 out of sight from printing. Nice and secure and nice and tight inside my waistband. Very non-intrusive holster. So that's what I carry for a firearm. The most recent addition to my EDC gear is the ankle trauma kit from North American Rescue. This is a nice, pretty low profile way of carrying a tourniquet, combat gauze, and hemostatic agents. You can throw gloves or something else in there if you need to. Really whatever else you want to put in there, but it's a really versatile as far as sizing, just a nice big elastic band. Keeps itself secure to your body. Again, pretty low profile, even with a cat tourniquet in there, which is kind of one of the bulkier tourniquets. Then you got two smaller pouches for your hemostatic and your combat gauze. And underneath blue jeans, you'll never know this thing was there. You'll be seeing a lot more of the North American Rescue ankle trauma kit with our friends over at Bearskin Tactical Medicine, as we're going to be doing some medical videos for concealed carry citizens to consider. And this is a great low profile, comfortable way of carrying some stuff that can help improve your survivability until you have an opportunity to get to a hospital should you or a loved one be injured in a dynamic critical incident out in public space. The last thing that we'll talk about real quick isn't necessarily an EDC thing, but the boots that I'm wearing are the Salomon Quest 4D GTX Forces. Sounds like a mouthful. These boots are outstanding. We're going to do a full review on them coming up, and I can't say enough good about them. The support that they give you, the traction, the durability, and the quality, they're absolutely worth the price that you buy them at. And like I said, a full review coming on those soon, but I'm typically always found wearing these boots, especially as we get colder and wetter, snowier months coming up here in Wisconsin. They are Gore-Tex boots, they're waterproof, just indestructible, super comfortable, no break-in period, and again, worth the money. That's all I got, guys. Quick and dirty on the EDC gear. It changes from time to time, but overall for the last probably year or 2 years, this has been what I've been carrying. There's been a couple of recent additions like the ankle trauma kit and the SIG P320 swapped out, took the place of my SIG 229 Enhanced Elite. I just wanted a striker fired gun that was a little bit simpler and more efficient in its functioning, and that's it. I really don't change stuff out much, but again, I'm a buy once, cry once kind of guy. If I see a high quality item that fits a need that I have as a concealed carry citizen, I will look into it and swap something out or possibly add it to the list of my everyday carry items. But that's what I got so far. Let me know down below if you carry any of this stuff, what you think of it, or leave a comment down below of what you carry for your EDC gear. We're always interested in hearing what people have to say about that. Again, I don't carry a lot of stuff. There's probably people out there that are gonna laugh at me and be like, well, you don't carry a 18 glow sticks and a refrigerator and a week's worth of food in your pockets. No, you're right, I don't. Again, I have a backpack for that. We'll break down that SOG backpack and all the items in there in a later video. This was strictly quick and dirty EDC gear. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you real soon, and we never quit.